morning. Good morning. It's Friday and it's the 17th of July 2026, 1707 2026, and the markets will open in approximately 2 minutes, a little less than 2 minutes. I hope you're well. Hope you had a great day yesterday. And we are good to go. Okay, so we have a significant gap down in the Dow Jones index. We closed right here, and since then, since the close, we have declined as much as 460 points, recovering a little bit now. So we're looking at a weaker open in Europe. Not sure why it's doing that. Must be a setting changing, because I didn't do that. Okay, so sorry I missed the espresso. I just had a message I had to respond to. So let me get rid of this. And so here's the espresso setup on the long side and on the short side. On the short side, which would have triggered now, would have been short at 24.717, and the long will come in at 24.775. And I think I'll delete this Dow chart. It doesn't have much of a function for us. I wish I was long the FTSE. I calculated a rough target for this move to be about actually the fill of the gap, which is in 10 points time. I suppose I could take a long position for 10 points. It's just how much am I going to risk for that? We certainly have, and I'm quite certain that I mentioned this yesterday, because I said when I was in Macau about a week or so ago, the Nikkei was trading at around 70,000, and I think it's fair to say we are in a payout cycle, or pay it back cycle, as it happens. And the Nikkei fell from 65,000 to 63,000. And here's the result of the school run short, and it would be long above here, which never triggered. Although, you do need to have a fairly sized account to withstand the market moving 500 points against you. If you had that, you would at most been rewarded with 1,800 points. Crazy. I think we should all move to Asia and trade the Nikkei. Unfortunately, the Nikkei takes place at a time of the day where I am, or I should be, fast asleep. FTSE didn't quite hit that objective 70, and it was sort of loosely defined anyway. Anyway, I wasn't being serious when I said I wanted to buy the FTSE for that reason. You know, happy to buy the FTSE, but not for that reason of what I'm seeing here. So we're coming up to the first 5 minutes, and if you use Espresso, then you use it for just 3 minutes. So here's 1, 2, 3. So we are already past that. Doesn't mean that you can't be a buyer if we trade at 24,775. Just need you to be mindful that we are in a gap down situation. There's the FTSE reaching its objective. Stand by, please. I'll place this as an order. It just makes it easier to manage in terms of Telegram. I got a buy order now in place at 775, which I still think is a decent place. Alternatively, you buy at the body low at 736, which is a 50% retracement and support, micro support. But we have a bullish first bar close. And we definitely got a first bar positive in the FTSE. I had a rough Wednesday. I think I made it clear to you what happened there. The account was at 134 and we got down to 127. And I said, you know, I think I'll step back because I just don't like how this is going and I don't want to fight back. So we're back down to so I think 36 could be an interesting area to be a buyer at. I'm probably a little late to the game, but I'm buying the DAX here at 43. The ideal place was 36 and it hit 36. So let me post that on (24) 743.9. Why not just put 744? 24 644. That's a big stop loss, but it's not actually my intention to let it run that far. But the idea of being a buyer here at 36 is it's the 50% retracement, and it is the start of the first bar positive body. Not working out. Suppose I could take comfort in not being triggered long up at 775. I think I'll do the same for FTSE. Like to be able to buy at 58. So I'll put a buy order in at 58. We're currently trading at 63. The good thing about this charting package is that I can actually see the prices up there in the tab. So while I'm looking at the FTSE, I know that the DAX is trading at 25. I quite like that. In the DAX, I see and that's probably a really important distinction, that the low of bar 1 is being bought. I don't think I'm going to get a fill in the FTSE, at least not yet. So we're still in the early trading range, but I will add to the DAX if we get up to 75. Suppose you could draw a channel here. Do I believe in that? Well, it hit it spot on, didn't it? So maybe we should just keep an eye on this line. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get a fill. Do you see how close I got? Did I make a mistake there? Let's have a look. At first, let me just delete the order and then get rid of this. And so we have a clean chart. All right. Sometimes it can work out. Just do the body to the high. Excuse me. Apologies. Body to high. Well, it hit it there. But that's a little bit after the fact, isn't it? Body beginning too high. Hit 50%. Yeah. I think yours truly could have been a little better with that. All right, so bear in mind that 775 is our place to add. We are betting on a break. Of this bear channel. And I think it would be a good idea to move the stop loss. Let's have a look. I think I want to move the stop loss up to 692. Let's go back over to a 5-minute chart. So I'm going to get filled, it would seem. Is this a good idea? We're right at the cusp of the channel. Well, we're in it now. And unfortunately, immediately 10 points offside. 24, 7-7. I'll call that 7-7-6. Round it up. Don't know whether it would have been wiser to respect the pattern. I certainly didn't do that here. I bought right at where I had drawn that trend line. And I know it. Oh, I think I made a mistake in the FTSE. The mistake being, maybe you should have drawn that line better than you did. Now I can just watch this market go higher. All right. Seemingly back above water. Coming up for air for the second position. Lovely. Oh, the FTSE is now at 90. I wanted to be a buyer at 58 and it hit 60. And we are now 30 points higher. Oh, come on. Certainly could have upped my game here, couldn't I, ladies and gentlemen? Ah, it's so annoying when you miss an entry. Okay, so let's just get rid of some of these lines, and perhaps we can do a little bit of wizardry. First of all, we could do a measured move of the immediate opening range, which is about 80 points. That would take us up towards the gap fill. But let's not get too carried away. And then if you really want to be ambitious, you got 178. Now you can measure that from here. 178 would take you up towards sort of roughly the same place. Or if you just want to have a like for like, 178 would take you all the way out here. So you got a few objectives that could be interesting. That is assuming that this push higher will continue, which of course is never certain. Bar 5 is not exactly encouraging. I'm going to play it a little bit defensively here. Please stand by to close the DAX. Close the DAX. I think overall I lost on that. Yes, I did. But I didn't like how bar 4 takes out the high and how bar 5 is forming. And I might be wrong. I think that is an important distinction. What I just wrote is I was plus $2,500 and then it came all the way back. Let me just see if I can post it in a little bit better way than I just did. So when you have a setback like that, you just gotta shake it off. Just go, okay, it didn't quite work out. Got out at 56. It's not because I'm Friday and I'm trying to protect the gains of the week, which has been quite considerable. It's been a really good week. It was more reflection of you're long one and then you're long another in equal measures, and you actually you had an average price of approximately, what was it? First entry was 43 and the other one was 75. So what's that? An average price of around 60, and it went all the way up to evens. So you're 80 points in profit at 30, and that's about $2,400. And you're thinking, all right, great that I was in profit by 2,400, but now I don't really want to lose on the position, and I ended up doing just that. But I was also of the philosophy that what I really didn't want to do is to see it test the lows of one. The FTSE is eluding me this morning. It happens. But not all is lost. We got school run coming up in approximately 4 minutes. Damn. Okay. 2 bull closes on the 15. Just swapping over to a 1 minute chart. Wanting to well, the pattern is emerging now. We got bull close, bear close, bull close, bull close, bear close, bull close. So essentially you got a tight channel. That's fine. So a strategy is beginning to form, but it probably means I won't buy the school run breakout. Rather, I want to buy a breakout, a retracement if I get one. If not, then be damned. Wasn't my morning. The retracements I got so far in the DAX today is down 63, down 23, down 60, down 18. School will trigger at 8:03. See that up here. Just to make it clear, I will not take the breakout because it looks more to me like I will be able to buy it at a better than 8:03 if I just keep my cool. Going back to the 1 minute chart again to do some measuring. First leg up was 88. Second leg up at this point is 65. Unless you, of course, you measure it there, it is 60 and 46. Stand by to buy the DAX here. Not the best fill, but there you go. I wanted it better than 8:03. I'm gonna have a stop loss at 740. Actually, I can just move it here, can't I? So the pattern so far has been bull close, bear close, bull, bull, bull. Sorry, that was one bull, bull, bear, bull, bull, bear, bull, bull. That bar 5 had a range of 40 points. I'm not really in the mood for sitting through a 40-point retracement if that's on the cards. This is not the kind of momentum where I'm thinking, oh, I must double up on my position. Quite the contrary. Hmm. I'm gonna move my stop loss to 75. I know it's tight. I'm just risking 20 points. I just don't really trust this market. better. Stop loss to break even. Seven and 8 were bull closes, breaking the pattern. But I am not in the mood for sitting with a big position in a market that is just gap down, trying to fight its way higher. My God, the FTSE is strong. That was where the easy money was made. Not in the DAX today. Placing my stop loss at break even is not a reflection of the chart, but my perspective of the market. If I was to get stopped out, I think there might be a chance I'm just gonna go, nah, not really feeling it this morning. Tried with a long breakout. That worked well. Then I added, damn. Stopped out of DAX at break even. Do you know, guys, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes break. Yeah, I see it. I absolutely see it. I think there's a good chance that I just wasn't reading that well today. Because of course I can see it now. Oh well. I don't know what's worse, that I didn't make the money or that I lost a couple of $100. No, I'm gonna frame it differently. I played it conservatively and I didn't sit with a big bag of big position and the market turned on me. Of course, it looks easy now. Look at it. Bull close 1, bear close 2, big tail. You know, if you're doing a running commentary, you know, and after the fact, this is easy as anything. Buy any bull close, buy any bull close, buy any bear close. You can almost hear the narrative. I think what I will do is to do exactly that. I will reduce my size and see if I can get any kind of retracement. I mean, we're only about 50 minutes into the session, so it's not over yet. Granted, I am a little tired today. As I said to you yesterday, it was a special occasion day yesterday, and so went to a party and probably got to bed a little later than I should. Can I just point out to you that we bought the DAX the first time at 744. Not bad entry, is it? And here we are, about 90 points higher. And we bought again at 776. As entries go, what the hell went wrong? I know it's slightly different. It was over here and then the market retraced, but say, okay. And then I bought again at 795. How did I not make money today? That's a sobering thought. How did I not have the time of my life this morning? Why are you not having the time of your life this morning? Oh well. And in the FTSE, I had a buy order here at 58. And here we are might be thinking I am torturing myself unnecessarily. There is an argument to that. Let me see if there's any questions that could take my mind off. All right, let's Danny Ocean is saying that he kept his DAX. I am happy for you. Generally, I am. Don't think for 1 second that there's any sour grapes on my part. I wish all of you did better than I did. I'm just going, okay. Another evidence that, me recovering and getting a good night's sleep is important. Okay. So a guy is saying, what's your best and what's your worst trade and what did you learn from it? I don't have a worst trade, but I have certainly had some periods where I didn't trade well. And what I learned from that is I don't want to feel like this. Look, it was one of the drivers for stopping alcohol. It was, I don't want to wake up and feel like this. At the time I was like 44, thereabout. Thinking, yeah, the time is gone. And the same with trading. What made me work hard to make it in trading is I don't want to feel that sensation that I feel when I lose money. Not because of the market is, out to get me, but because I have perhaps added to a losing trade or recklessly chased something that wasn't to be chased. And I can certainly tell you with honesty this morning that I'm not seeing it. And I think if I could transport Monday's Tom or Tuesday's Tom into today, I would have traded this with much more aggressiveness and much more conviction. Instead, I'm doubting, I'm hesitating. That's not a good place to be. So for the worst trades, they've laid the foundation for the right kind of mindset. And as for the best trades, well, they emphasized something. There are people who say that you can't learn much from a good trade, and I understand why, because you're basically just doing what you're meant to do, and the market is playing along. But I think I would like to offer a different vantage point. What the best trades have taught me was that I can lose money from Monday to Thursday. But if the market is then offering me an opportunity on Friday through, say, a trend day, I can make absolutely everything back that I lost Monday to Thursday and double that. So it taught me to think in terms of probabilities and opportunity. And I think is probably my main objection for trading with targets. Can absolutely understand the merit and the logic for trading with targets. You're risking one, you want to make 2R, 3R, great. But I also know that 1 day out of 5, you're going to have a trend day. And this may very well be a trend day, because one of the hallmarks of trend days is that you have an imbalance of the open, and a gap could easily be constructed as an imbalance. And so from my point of view, the trend days are the ones that can make an enormous difference. And they have. And so, Bamse, as your name is, I learned from the good days that just because I had some bad days doesn't mean that it's game over. Okay. Right, what's next? Matthias is saying, thank you, Matthias. Not a question, but Matthias says, don't take this the wrong way, Tom, but I am long both the DAX and the FTSE, and it's quite reassuring to see somebody. What he's really saying is that he admires what I do, and it's nice to see that even I get it wrong or hesitate. So, well, I'm glad that I can show you from my bad side as well, Matthias. So a guy called Allah, he's saying, following a question regarding bad periods, what's the best way to navigate through such times? Take a break, get a good night's sleep, walk in nature, reset emotionally. When you feel like you're up for it, then you'll know. But if you sit down and you think, oh, should I not? Then you're not ready. Just trust the body. It will tell you. Bart is saying, I'm sorry to spam your inbox. You're not spamming my inbox, Bart. I want to say thank you. Adding to winning trades is the hardest part of trading for me, but it paid off yesterday. And I mean psychologically, not financially, because I trade with the lowest possible time. Yeah, but that's a great point, Bart. I don't care whether you add on in like a micro lot or a half a micro lot. It is the act that is important. It is the very fact that you are doing it that would build. And that's the building stone from which you will move forward. So well done. And then he's saying, I bought the DAX and I added twice and I'm still long. And I'm also long from the FTSE 50% retracement. But I am genuinely happy for you. You must believe me. Do you think I'm going to get an opportunity to buy the DAX here at 95? I will try. So Bart, well done. It's really, really beautifully traded. And you must be proud of yourself. Take that from me and keep pushing forward. Just keep adding those victories to your mental armor. It'll be good for you. And next time, tell me to grow up here and say, buckle up, Hugard, get back in there. Yeah, you have my permission, Bart. Just write to me, fuck off, Tom. Don't be such a wuss. Get in there. Tom, I am in the FTSE from 10,552. Nicely played. Can you do an analysis on the target? Well, sure, but I'm not sure that my abilities are any different to yours. We have closed the gap. Look at the daily chart. Looking strong, huh? Why not just keep it moving? Walk away. Don't overthink it. Just go. You're onto a good thing here. Daily chart is looking strong. You got a breakout above yesterday's high. You now got 2 bull closes. It's Friday. Could be good. You want a target? 106.51. Don't think that I'm gonna. Yeah. So the DAX hit 24,797. My order is 24,796. Do you think that it is a? Do you think there is such a thing as an almighty trading god that is saying we're gonna fuck about with Tom today? We're gonna make sure that he doesn't get a fill on the FTSE, and then we're just gonna mess about with his positions just so he gets closed out for nothing. Fucking hell. You can't make it up. I'll show you on a 1 minute chart. Like, right, the market is reversing. Yeah, not reversing, but has a, it shakes the tree, so to speak. And I put an order in right there, and I don't get filled. And now here we are, 40 points higher. What is wrong today? Come on, give a man a break. David's saying, didn't follow and it was punished. Nah, David, you're right with about the breakouts. It just, you move on, don't you? Yes, Paul C. I think your analysis is spot on. I like your thinking, Paul. Michael is saying, Michael D, I'm very grateful today. He's saying I'm still in the DAX. I'm happy. I am. I kind of wish that I was with you on this, but I am happy. So now I've deleted my order. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been streaming for an hour and I got very little to show for it. Well, actually, that's not true. I got a lot to show for it. I had a lot of missed entries and a lot of bad trades, bad trade management. So this video today shall be the how I not made money on a trading day that I should have absolutely owned. I have a very assuring message from someone called Keisha. He's saying, "Don't worry, Tom, you'll get filled." Well, I'm not so sure. And then there's a guy here who's saying, Akshay, I'm reading your message. I think you're in the same shoe as I am today. Luca is saying, if you started all over again with a 5,000 account, how would you manage it? I would risk 1% per trade, and then I would build up. All right, we'll finish off with this question here from Dawn. Good morning, Tom. When you take a setup like school run, you add aggressively, which means you have to find an exit that works for you within the live window, so you don't end up too overexposed. But if you were trading, say, the entire session, knowing that the probabilities for the high low of the day sits within the first hour and half of the open, would you leave the school run entry and add less aggressive as the session goes on? It's actually a really good question. Do you mind if I just post that as so you can appreciate the question? Because I think Don is asking an interesting question. So the school run, as we know, is the second 15-minute bar, and it works like something like this. And then you buy above, and you sell short below. So that's the school run, yeah. SRS, as we call it. But if I pick a random chart, and so if we take a 15-minute chart from some obscure time period, I'll just scroll back randomly, and when the fickle finger of fate decides to be, say, here, okay. So here's the school run long entry. If I can get rid of this. So there's the school run long entry. I think we can both agree that it would be a shame to miss something like that. But if we then go to the previous day, for example, then school run, it triggers school run short here. Okay, of course I had to find two examples that. So the question I think Dom is asking is, if I wasn't trading this in a live environment where I'm using the school run as an entry technique and generally making good returns on it, perhaps if I was somebody who was engaged with another job that couldn't afford me to sit and watch the market as closely as I personally am doing, would I use the school run entry as an approach to capture big range days? And I say, well, yes, but you must also understand that your hit rate will go down. I think overall you would be profitable, but you really must learn to run the positions and just let them run and let them run. If you don't do that, your losses will slowly eat up the profits that you may make. So using school run with a hit rate of, say, 60%, entirely plausible to capture really big winners, but they will be few and far between, because we know that the trend days, they occur only 20% of all trading days, so 1 day in 5. And they're a little bit like David Paul used to say, they're a bit like London buses, yeah, there's nothing for ages, and then when there's finally one, there's 2 or 3 at the same time. And of course, what you need to be able to absorb are events like this one here, school run long, and you're looking at your mobile app at 11 o'clock and go, oh, I'm in big profit, great, I'll move stop loss to break even. And then by 1 o'clock, you've been stopped out, either at break even or for a loss. Yeah. But I like your question, Don. I think it's a really valid question. It also opens up perhaps, Dom, if you don't mind, could I could I make a suggestion that perhaps I haven't really spoken to any of you before? This book here, now I'm addressing this to Dom, but it could be to any of you. This book here is a trading book that I thought was terribly inspiring. And what the Taylor trading technique, and somebody reminded me of this just a few days ago. I think he thought that I didn't know about it. One sec. What the Taylor trading technique argues is that there's a natural rhythm to the market. That's terribly drawn. I don't know what I'm trying. Am I trying to draw a boob or a oh Jesus, let's not. I'm trying to draw a what's actually like a sine curve. And what the Taylor trading technique attempts to do is to basically trade the swings. And he talks about 2-day highs, anticipating highs, anticipating lows, and trade them as swings. I think perhaps that's not the worst idea for somebody who wanting to understand the cyclical nature of the markets. Okay, so I'll try and be a buyer of the DAX here. See if I get a fill this time. You're welcome. But Don, why don't I help you and everybody else with the Taylor trading technique? Because I happen to have a copy lying around. So perhaps I can help you like this. But can you reach out to me perhaps next week, and then we can discuss it? Yeah, I think that would be something that we could all benefit from. Okay, so I've actually been filled now on the DAX, but in well, what do you know? I managed to get a winner going in the DAX. So stop loss to break even. What do you know? And look at the entry on that one, huh? It was my time to get lucky. See that? Stop loss to break even. Now, I am a little bit of a cursed duck today. So if you have just followed this trade, maybe you should take 20 points profit and be done with it. Because I have gotten nothing but bad luck so far this morning. Yeah, that's going to get stopped out, isn't it? There we go. Told you. That is it. I am cursed this morning. Have a wonderful rest of this morning if you're trading this. I think it's important that I know when not to trade. And I think that's it. There's certainly some bulls that are feeling trapped here, that's for sure. Love you lots. You take care of yourself, and I will. I suppose I could trade this now, but honestly, I don't trust myself to make the right decisions. I think the best thing I can do for myself is to move away from the screen and go and do something else. All right? And I'll see you for the US session. Bye bye for now.